B-Day. That's right. Do it like it's my B-Day, baby. Do it like it's my B-Day. Do it like it's my B-Day. That's right. Do it like it's my B-Day, baby.
So you're like a cute little blob person, and you're against another.
You said a cute little black person?
Blob. And you have to race against other blobs.
Race?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between? It is I, NeonMUA. Welcome, what's up, how's it going? And I'm here, and you're here, and we're all here. So before I start, I just want sounds weird, but thanks for all your patience and your kind words, things of that nature. Things have just been rough mentally for me. So my content or lack thereof hasn't been as enthusiastic, and I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving and much patience. So thank you so much. Now that we're here, now that we're back, let's talk about it. Listen, friends, how many of us have them? Whether you watch Friends or watch Girlfriends. Today's a Makeup Battle Royale. Okay, listen, if you guys are diehard fans of my channel and have been around the block a few times with me, then you know that I used to do this cute little series called Makeup Battle Royales where I would compare brands or palettes or products that were very similar in some form or fashion, and pretty much just show what would be the better for you to buy, or if you're interested or whatever have you. Haven't done one in a while, but I've got the urge to. Also, Josh told me I need to, so here we are. And this time I'm actually going to be comparing brands, specifically friend or influencer brands, specifically friend influencer brand. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Long story short, you guys, I'm comparing Lunar Beauty and Lash Los Angeles today. That's what we're doing. We're going to be comparing their products, comparing the brands as a whole. We're also going to be talking about their newest launches. So for Lunar Beauty, that's going to be the Lisa Drag Facelift palette, and for Lash Los Angeles, that's going to be the Candy Skies palette. Hey, hello, what's going on, everyone? My name is Darius, also known as Zion, also known as NeonMUA, also known as I don't know, what am I this time? Something. I do makeup. I do makeup. I talk about beauty. I talk about social justice issues. I spend a lot of time talking about brands and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But anyway, if you are interested at any point during this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Like and support, it means so much. Also, go ahead and subscribe while you're down there. Hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss the next time I upload. And without further ado, my head crooked, my neck, am I my spine out of there? Without further ado, we're going to do a Makeup Battle Royale. We're going to compare brands, and we're going to do stuff. And Jesus, I'm struggling. Let's just go. Alright guys, so we're going to first start with Manny's brand, Lunar Beauty. If you guys aren't aware, NeonMUA, beauty influencer, content creator. One of the bigger names in beauty. Mainly responsible for how boys in beauty are viewed in the industry. Manny came out with his brand, Lunar Beauty, back in 2018. I have done at least 3 videos, maybe 4 videos on Lunar Beauty as a whole. I have a great relationship with Manny and the Lunar Beauty team as well. The brand itself is very creative, very collective. Despite what Manny's niche is as a personal artist and content creator of warm tones and things of that nature, a lot of his palettes have really pushed color and pushed themes. His Strawberry Dream palette is probably easily, hands down, one of my favorite palettes of the brand. Lunar Beauty came out with a lot of palettes. They've also come out with highlighters, blushes, lip products as well. But it's clear that Manny's niche is in the palettes themselves. So up next we have Lash Los Angeles, and Lara's brand actually started before Lunar Beauty back in 2017. They launched back with their Nudie Patootie palettes. Lara's brand is more so based on the niche of neutral, soft glam, if you will. Very much Lara's aesthetic. There have been some palettes that have dipped into color, and one of the palettes we're going to be talking about today is actually one of those. But for the most part, a lot of Lara's brand is very neutral, very California white woman. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what the brand's aesthetic was for the longest. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Like there's the time and place for everything. Well, Laura's brand is a brand that I'm fairly new to. Like I just started talking about their products maybe half a year ago. There was a video about that posted. And I was very open about my opinions on Laura, her brand, as well as Manny and his brand, because there was a journey with that as well. But here we are in 2021, and I've had the chance to have conversations with Laura as well. And I think that Laura has done one of the best jobs in terms of like a huge, not even brand rehaul, but like rehaul of it as an individual. And when it comes to like the things she's done and said, that I feel like she is one of the influencers that has taken like critique and criticism to a positive place. Laura and Manny are obviously like really close friends, like me and Josh, for example. That very much that. So it's actually fun, funny, interesting that I'm going to be comparing these brands in a Makeup Battle Royale, especially considering my connection with both individuals. So we're going to say it's going to be fun, it's going to be cute, it's going to be cute, it's going to be cute. I'm going to try to keep as much as I can from Lunar Beauty on this side of the face, and then we will do all of Laura Los Angeles on my right hand side, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So let's get into it. So like I said, Manny recently relaunched the Lights of Drag's palette, the Lights of Drag facelift palette. This palette is a collection of 4, 12. This is a collection of 21 shades. The original 14 shades that were in the first palette, and it also includes a new metallic, a new matte, nude, and a new brighter color. Shit. So usually when I do these type of videos where I'm comparing products or whatever, I try to do the same eye, same color story, all of that. These palettes differ a lot, so I don't think I will be doing that. I'm going to take the shade Shady, and I'm going to stamp that in the outer third of the eye. I can tell you guys now, the only concern that I really had with this palette was that there were a few shades, particularly these shades, the colorful shades, that I was not the biggest fan of, because like they weren't as pigmented as I want, and I know that Mandy formulated them to work a certain way, so like it wasn't anything that I could like get up in arms about. However, I can tell you the shades that I did struggle with originally have been reformulated, and they work really well. So I can tell you that the quality of this palette is A1. It's A1. I'm thinking of playing very pink with this look. So I'm gonna take this shade Trade. Trade is a mulberry mauve type of shade.
Girl, it's fucking pink.
As I said, I'm gonna take pink, but this shade will make sense. I'm gonna take this shade Kai Kai. Kai Kai is a strong, vicious pink. Oh, by the way, I probably should tell y'all what the differences in the palettes are. I'm so sorry. So the 3 new shades are Meaty, Diva, and All Tea, which are the new shades from the matte side. There's a new metallic shade called Full Fantasy, and if you've ever used one of Manny's palettes, then this shade is very familiar because it gives that like veil, gleamy type appearance. And then the new shades in the color side of the palette are Correct, which is an orange, Come On Sis, which is a green, and Clock, which is a deepened purplish blue. I also know that the shade Kiki was reformulated from that palette, so there. I'm gonna take Kai Kai and put it in the inner third of the crease. So now I'm gonna take the shade Diva. Diva is a very soft pink. I'm gonna use that just as a transition shade, especially for these front 2 colors here. Now that the crease work is done, I'm just gonna take the shade Beat. Beat is a pinky champagne color. Apply that on the lid. Okay, so I've done the Lunar Beauty side. I pretty much finished it up. It's just like pink vampy look. So now we're gonna move into the Candy Skies palette from Laura Los Angeles. I said this when it first came out, but this palette is so beautiful because of the fact that it is a rainbow palette but not rainbow. It's pastel but not pastel. It is just one of the most impressive palettes that I've seen in 2021. So honestly, kudos to Laura for that. So the look I'm going to do on this side is going to play more up on like the greens and blues in this palette. So let's get into it, shall we? I do also have the Nudie 2 palette on the standby just in case. I feel like I might need it. So I'm actually going to start with the Nudie 2 palette just because I do need a little bit of a base because these colors are so like interesting and intriguing. Leaning towards pastel, I do want to make sure that I do have like a neutral base going on with my eye. So I'm going to start with, from the Nudie 2 palette, the shade Low Cuts. And I am putting that in this inner third of my crease, the deepest socket. This is something that I've been doing with my looks as of recently. It's just like really grounding my eye and creating the shape that I want. And then going in with like the color and the cuts and all that stuff. And then I'm just gonna buff that out with the shade called Patootie, buffing that into my contour of my nose. And I'm literally just gonna create this same like shape, if you will, across the outer third of my eye into the lash line. So taking Low Cut again, placing it right here, and then taking Patootie to buff that out. All right, let's get into this pastels. I'm going to take the shade Mint Chip. Mint Chip is the pastel mint green. I'm gonna take that and place it in the inner third. And I'm placing it and blending it as if it were like just my crease shade. And now I'm gonna take the shade Sky Blue, which is a sky blue shade. And I am packing that and buffing it out. I'm going to take the shade Blue Raspberry, which is a metallic teal, and I'm stamping that on the outer third closer to the lid. And I'm going back in and buffing. That is a really, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but this shade is really nice. Ooh, I'm going to take the shade Pistachio. Wait. Pistachio, and as the name says, it is a pistachio metallic. Laura, these metallics are gorgeous, girl. You get that? This looks wet. It looks wet, and I love that. It just, oh, it looks wet. All right, I'm just gonna do the bottom lash line really quick. I'm taking Blue Raspberry closer to the center of the lash line. So I'm gonna take Pistachio first, bring that in the inner third of the eye. Now, I'm gonna take the shade Cloudy. So Cloudy is like a mauvey silverish duochrome. Anytime I see a shade like this, I have to put it on. I don't care if it looks good with the eye or not. It just has to go on my eye. There's the other eye, a very light, very bright. All the shadows in this palette are really impressive. Ooh. Girl, this is it's just a beautiful palette because it's like, it's pastel but not pastel, it's rainbow but not rainbow. I love it. I'm gonna put on mascara and stuff later on because I'm too lazy to get up and do it now. So we are going to move on to the rest of the face. Okay, let's go. Okay, so for the rest of the face, we're gonna move into highlighters first. In terms of highlighters, Manny has the Moon Prism Powder highlighters, which I think are stunning, gorgeous. They have different finishes, so they're not all the same. For the sake of this look, I'm going to go with the shade Mars. Woo, blinding. I forgot. I forgot. Manny's highlighters can be very intense. So this is Manny's highlighters. Again, they are super blinding. On Laura's side, we have the glazed and the bronze lit kits. These are 4-pan highlighter palettes, and this bronze kit is actually really gorgeous. Like, love her. But for the sake of the look, we're gonna go with the glazed side here. I'm gonna take the shade Diamonds from the glaze kit, and it is a soft gold. You see it? Boom. Laura's highlighters are really nice too. I don't feel like they're like as icy or metallic, but the glow that comes from hers are very like, I don't know how to describe it. They're more like hues almost, if you will. Like, Manny's highlighters are intense, in your face blinding. I feel like Laura's highlighters are more like hues that can be very intense, but I feel like they definitely, because they lean more towards like natural colors, gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. Honestly, like both of them are just really nice. We're just gonna move on into blush. Laura doesn't have a blush. I'm gonna use one blush for the face. That's gonna be Manny's Moon Prism palette. But when I get to the lips, it's actually gonna be a Laura lip, so it's fine. So we're gonna use the Moon Prism blush palette, which is still hands down a go in my opinion. I love her. I'm gonna take the shade Spicy. That's not what that shade says. I'm gonna take the shade Spacey, which is a mauve rose. If you haven't tried this blush palette, I don't know if it's in stock, but if it is in stock, just go ahead and grab it because it is really nice. It's really soft, but very buildable, and I just love the flush it gives. I love it. So now we're gonna move into the lips, and although Manny does have plenty of lip glosses and liquid lipsticks, I actually think that his glosses and liquid lipsticks are some of the best in the industry. I'm actually gonna be using Laura's because these came with the new collection as well. There are two glosses that came with the Candy Skies collection. Oh, which by the way, the Candy Skies collection is actually a collab with Laura Lee and Aaron Weaver. Forgot to mention that earlier, but it's pretty sure it was in the notes. But yeah, I want to take we have two glosses from her collection. These are actually the first glosses that Laura Lee has launched for her brand. So there's that. And the two glosses come in the shade Strawberry Sky, which is like a clear pink gloss, and then there is a gloss called E-Bug, which is more of a like nude shade with gold iridescence in it. We're gonna swatch both of them on the lips so you can see. So this is the shade Strawberry Sky, and this is more of a clear gloss. There's not gonna be any color to it really, but it smells really good. So that is Strawberry Sky. Like I said, it is very much like a clear gloss. It's got a little bit of pink too to it, so if you have lighter lips then you'll see more of the color. All right, next I'm going to take the shade E-Bug. Okay, this shade honestly doesn't have that much of a pigment to it. I honestly don't think there is any, but there's definitely the metallic sparkles that are in there that you can see. So we're just going to stick with this one. So I'm going to go put on lashes and mascara, and then I will give my final thoughts on everything. But I don't have anything bad to say. Okay, so I'm back with the completed look. I actually threw on some lashes from Lunar Beauty as well. These are the Nova lashes, so boom, there you go. There's both eyes. I'm giving you dark vampy on this side. I'm giving you pastel fantasies on this side. Here are my final thoughts. They're both great. In the past, when I've done these videos, I've been able to pick like a winner, if you will, but like I didn't go into this Makeup Battle Royale with the intentions of picking a winner, and even if I did, I don't know if I'll be able to because they just work, like both work so well. Like one thing I can say about Lunar Beauty is that their quality has always been A1. Like Manny's quality is great, and I think with the more that I've tried Laura Lee Los Angeles, especially the glow kits, their glow kits are personally my favorite. Like if you're someone who liked the ABH, the old school ABH highlighter formula and doesn't like ABH anymore, then I think you would really like the lit kits from Laura Lee Los Angeles. Just saying. Laura's glosses are really nice. If I had to pick one over the other though, I would probably still pick Manny's glosses, simply because like Manny's glosses have color to them, and I do like the applicator on his glosses more than Laura's. But Laura's glosses are really nice. Like they're really nice glosses to just like throw in your purse or your bag or whatever and just go. So these are really nice, I will say that. In terms of the palettes, because that's really what people care about. Facelift is really good. If you have the original Lights of Drag palette, I would suggest getting Facelift because of the fact that the shadows have been reformulated, plus there are 7 brand new shades in this palette, and I truly do think that this is a really great palette. Manny's eyeshadow, I've yet to try a bad eyeshadow palette from Manny, if I'm being completely honest. Like the original Facelift or the original Lights of Drag palette was cute. Every palette after that has been a showstopper, period. And so Facelift really is just a facelift to a great palette. So it is just incredible. The formula is different. The shadows perform like a dream. and the new shades are great additions to it. If you're someone who's getting into makeup for the first time and you want a good mix of bright, bold colors as well as neutral shades and a few metallics that you could work with, then I think Facelift is definitely going to be your go-to. If you had the original Lights of Drag palette, I think you should still get Facelift. Like, honestly, it's just a really good palette. Like, Manny's eyeshadow quality is just A1. In terms of Candy Sky's Laura, if you're watching this, girl, this is a really good palette. This is a strong palette. This is a strong contender for best palette of the year. If I'm being completely honest, I honestly believe this is the best palette of 2021 so far, and indie running for the best palette of the year. Like, not even lying. Like, in a world where we have so many palettes, so many people are playing with neons now, people are playing with pastels. The rainbows craze came and went. Like, a lot of stuff feels recycled. And at least with Facelift, it felt like, hey, this is a palette that already existed and we're going to upgrade it. So I wasn't too bothered by that. But Candy Skies is that girl. It is pastel without being ashy, and it doesn't sacrifice any pigmentation whatsoever. Like, this pigmentation is so good. The metallics in this palette are so good. The color story is just really impressive. Like, when I think of a pastel palette, my head doesn't go to this, but it works. When I think of like rainbow, my head does not go to this, but it works. Like, I honestly feel like, Laura, this is the best palette of 2021. Laura, this is impressive. Congratulations to you and Aaron. This is a really beautiful palette. And I've given my thoughts on Laura's brand as a whole. I definitely see that Laura is branching out into other realms in terms of color story, in terms of things of that nature. I would love to see her play with like glow kits that are,
yeah, this is big brain time.
I would love for Laura Lee Los Angeles to release a lit kit that is similar to Unicorn and the two like fun colored highlighter glow kits from AVH. I would love to see Laura Lee do something with that. Because again, I feel like her highlighters are the closest that we can get to AVH without being AVH. And so I would love to see her like take on some of those color stories from AVH. Alright you guys, before this video ends, I do have to do my lovely Black Beauty Boy shout out of the video. That is where in every video, I make sure to give a shout out to a Black Beauty Boy content creator, because y'all don't give it up for the dolls like y'all should, and like, I'm sick of it. So this video's Black Beauty Boy shout out goes to someone who is a big part of why I do what I do and I exist in the space that I exist in now. My Black Beauty Boy shout out goes to Kenneth Senegal. Let me explain something to you guys. Whenever I came up into beauty, the Black Beauty Boy representation was far and few between. However, there were definitely 3 Black Beauty Boys that existed in this space that pretty much set the tone and created the lane that people like me and Josh and Todd and all the other Black Beauty Boy shoutouts that I've done exist. And like, we are here because of these 3 creators. That's Poetic Drugs, that is Star Milan, and that is Kenny. Honestly, Kenny is just an amazing person. I'm so thankful that I actually have gotten the chance to know him on a personal level. He's been so helpful to me in terms of like my career, things that I should be looking out for, things that I should like, spaces that I should move into, you know. He's done everything that I've wanted to do. And although Kenny is a bit removed from the beauty industry as a whole, I still want to make sure that we give him his flowers and give him all the love and support that we can, because like I said, he's one of the reasons why I can do this, and so many other Black Beauty Boys can do this too. So I do want to take this time to give my Black Beauty Boy shout out to Kenny. I love you so much. You're dear and near to my heart, and I truly do thank you and appreciate you for every single thing that you have done, not only for me, but for all of the boys like us that exist in this space. So alright you guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed yourself, which I hope you did, then go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up, like, and support. It means so much to small Black creators like me. Also, if you want to see more of my black ass on your YouTube feed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as well, so that you don't miss the next time I upload. You know, the journeys of mental health are ever changing, and the hell?
What the fuck is that?
Definitely go out and follow and subscribe to my channel. Just follow and subscribe so that you're up to date with all the content when it comes out. Just saying. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social medias as well. That is NeonMUA on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all the things. Love to have you guys be a part of the Fireflies family. There are a lot of things that I'm working on behind the scenes, things that I can't see yet, but I'm really thrilled about. So like, you guys definitely follow me everywhere so you can stay up to date on all the things that I do and all the things that I partake in, you know, things of that nature. Support Dust to Dawn. I know the girls have been talking. The girls have been talking. And my statements from before stand just as they always have. The revolutionary, the iconic, the groundbreaking, the new standard, Dust to Dawn. Make sure you go out and support that. Support Midas Cosmetics. Support all the collabs that Midas comes out with. And all the products that Midas comes out with. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's been great. I'm glad I'm back. Happy to be back, happy to create content again, and until next time, more videos, awesome more videos, subscribe, and do all the things. Am I an earthbender? I don't know. Bye.